Hello, my name is Dominique Guyonnet. I work at BRGM, the French Geological Survey near Orléans in France. And in this video, we are going to talk about the criticality of mineral raw materials. Alessandra Houle has already talked to you about mineral raw materials, why they are important for industry and technology, for making many of the products that we use every day. For example, indium in the touch screens of our smartphones, tellurium or gallium in solar panels, neodymium and dysprosium in permanent magnets used in wind turbines, lithium and cobalt for energy storage, etc., etc. Demand for these elements has seen very high annual growth rates, 5% per year or sometimes more. But if our industries need these materials so much, then that generates risk. The risk of not being able to access these materials. And that's where criticality comes in. As you have learned, criticality is a sort of risk assessment applied to mineral raw materials. A mineral raw material is considered critical if, firstly, it is essential for an important sector of the economy, and secondly, there are risks of shortage of that material supply. Criticality really started to make the headlines around 2010 when geopolitical tensions between China and Japan over ownership of the so-called Senkaku Islands in East China Sea led to reduced Chinese export of rare earths. You can see in the graph on the right a sharp decline in Chinese exports between 2009 and 2010. This sparked fierce speculation on rare earth markets because China controls around 90% of rare earth production. The price of neodymium, for example, was multiplied by nearly a factor 10 over a period of only a few months. This slide shows the evolution of rare earth prices since 2005, and especially the peak in 2011. Since then, prices have subsided, but this event was a warning sign for Western nations who suddenly realized how vulnerable they were to Chinese monopoly regarding the production of rare earths. But not only rare earths, China dominates the production of many other metals, such as tungsten, bismuth, germanium, antimony, to name just a few. So how do we assess whether a mineral raw material is critical or not? Well, there are several methodologies, but they all apply common principles. First of all, criticality depends on the scale we're looking at. Are we looking at a company, a country, the world? A raw material that is critical for a specific company, for example, rubber for a tire manufacturer, might not be considered critical at the scale of the country. Criticality also depends on the time scale, short-term versus long-term. What is critical today might not be critical in a few years because technology changes rapidly, as illustrated here by the historic change of mobility vehicles over a period of only 13 years at the beginning of the 20th century. In 1900, there were practically no motor vehicles here in New York on Fifth Avenue, photo on the left. But in 1913, there are nearly no more horses left. In fact, there is only one carriage left in the photo on the right, but you have to look carefully.